Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Okay, so today we're going to cook a vegetable soup using root vegetables. The way I'm actually going to do it is you can actually add meat towards the end if you've got any meat left from turkey or chicken or whatever. So we're going to start off by frying off our potatoes, our pumpkin and the turnip, which has been diced into rough cubes. Still left quite large because we want them to cook for quite a while and we don't want them to cook too quickly. So we're going to put approximately 2 tablespoons of oil into a pan which is already hot and add our diced vegetables. You can give them a stir to coat them in the oil. I'm going to add a little bit of water to help them on the way. And I'm going to cover them with a pan and we're just going to cook them for approximately 5 to 10 minutes just to soften them, but not to cook them. At this point you could also season the potatoes as well with a little bit of salt. And I'll season them with pepper later on. So if you have a look, you can see they're all mixed and they're all going to be cooking away. So back on with the lid and we'll leave it like that for 5 to 10 minutes. So after 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to add the rest of the root vegetables, which are carrots, celery and onions with 2 cloves of garlic. Just add them all in. There's also leeks in there. They're all just roughly chopped and they're all roughly the same size, so they cook at the same speed and are cooked at the same time. And again, just give it a good stir. Mix it all up. And again, I'm just going to put the lid back on. Let the vegetables cook. There's no need to stir them, just to leave them just to cook. Well, Ted, that smells absolutely fabulous.
Good. Well, I hope it's going to taste as nice.
Got a bit of tidying up to do, man.
Oh yes.
So back to the soup anyway. So the vegetables are sufficiently softened. So at this point we are going to add some stock. You can use whatever stock you want really. Obviously this is purely vegetables, so you can use a vegetable stock, which is what we've got here. Or you could probably get away with using chicken stock if it's not entirely vegetarian. But I'd probably stay clear of using beef stock. You can add all the stock at once if you want, but I just prefer just add a little bit at a time and let it reduce down a little bit before adding more stock until the pan is full. So, just going to add the rest of the stock. So again, at this point, we're going to add some seasoning. Firstly, I'm going to actually taste the soup. So grab yourself a clean spoon. By tasting it, you can actually see how much seasoning you do need. And again, it's just it's a personal thing, really. There's no real quantity to add, just to your own taste. I've got some ground black pepper. You can use white pepper if you want. Quite like it quite peppery, so I'm going to quite a little bit of pepper. Again, some salt. And I'm also going to add a bay leaf. You can either use dried bay leaves or fresh bay leaves, which I picked this morning from my garden. So I'm just going to rumple this up a little bit just to get the flavours and the oils working. Drop it in this. And some rosemary. So this is dried rosemary, obviously. You can use fresh rosemary. When you use dried rosemary, the soup needs to be cooked for slightly longer. So the dried rosemary has time to actually soften, whereas fresh rosemary you can just remove from the pan once the soup is actually cooked. So again, I'm just going to put the lid back on and cook for a further 15 minutes. So as you can see, it's got a lovely colour to it, nice and fresh. It's not quite cooked, the vegetables. So in the finest traditions of TV, I'm going to turn to one that I made earlier, which is here. Still got its colour. The vegetables now cooked, and it's ready to eat.